Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I want to speak about how RSD can complicate and impact upon a friendship and a romantic relationship. So if you haven't already, please smash me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's just get on to today's video. So if you aren't aware of what RSD is, I will link it up in my iCard above because I have done a video on what RSD is and I don't want to be going over the same thing. RSD is a type of trait basically that comes along with ADHD. It's typically and commonly, known within ADHD as, we are sensitive to judgment, we always feel rejected, we can feel really isolated, alone, depressed. We feel others' emotions and we take people's emotions on board a lot more than what someone else without ADHD may not. The name describes what it is. So it's rejection sensitive dysphoria. So, we just feel rejection in a lot more ways than someone without ADHD basically. We're just super sensitive and that's okay, but it can impact on friendships and romantic relationships. So I am going to talk to you today about that. So firstly, let's talk about friendships because
that's my biggest struggle.
Life is it's not making friends, it's maintaining friendships and keeping those friends as my friends. Does that make sense? Just keeping friends as friends basically. It's not making them. That isn't so hard for me. I'm quite a social and chatty, bubbly person, but yeah, it's keeping the friends that are a little bit of an issue to me. Thinking about it, my past friendships have always kind of ended because of my RSD. I'm so glad that I can say that because it makes me feel a little less like,
oh, it's your fault, Molly, it's you, you're weird, you're not a good friend.
No, I am such a good friend. I just care too much, basically. I put my heart on my sleeve and I literally just go all out in a friendship, and that can lead to RSD because I'm going to tell you why. So if you do struggle with friendships like me, you'll understand where I'm coming from when I say you get super absorbed. Nothing else matters to me. That friend that I'm with, that group of friends, that's all that matters to me. And people can look like that's a bit obsessive, right? And I'm not being obsessive. I just don't want to be like rejected. I don't want to be the one that's pushed out of the group. I don't want to be forgotten. So I try to do everything everyone would want me to do because I just don't want to be forgotten and pushed out. Like, that's the honesty of it, I feel judgment so easily. Like, if anyone even says a little bit of criticism to me, that's it, my heart is broken and I can't be friends with you because you don't like me no more. That's basically it, right? I'm super self-conscious in a friendship because I'm like, do they like me anymore? Oh my god, have I done something wrong? They haven't texted me. Oh my god. It gets a little bit too much for me and friendships become super overwhelming and I end up looking jealous, obsessive, and people are just like, yeah, I don't want that. We are not in a relationship. You are my friend. You're meant to be my friend. You're not my mum. You're not my dad. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. Like, yeah, it's all been said before. So if, for example, if I had a friend and then they went out with another friend and didn't invite me, that's it. I would literally kick up a fuss because in my head, that's it. I put my guards back up because that friend don't want to be my friend anymore. She don't like me. He don't like me. That is the end of the world. Like, wow, I've done something wrong, it's my fault, like, I can't be friends with you anymore because I feel embarrassed, you don't like me, I'm just a clinger honor, like, you're using me. Things just like come into my mind and I'm like, whoa. A lot of my friendships have ended because I've become a little bit too absorbed. Always want to be in their pocket, like I want to be doing something with them 24/7, and friendships just don't work like that. Friends don't want people in their pocket like 24/7, and I've learnt the hard way. I've lost like some really good friends over it and I can't help it. It does come across as jealousy, but it's because I'm so scared of being rejected. I don't want to be pushed out and I don't want to be forgotten and I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be the one everyone's laughing at. I feel embarrassed. I just feel like I'm not good enough in every situation, every friendship. I just feel like I'm not good enough. Like, I try to change who I am in a friendship because I'm so anxious that I'm going to be rejected and that they're going to forget about me. They're going to not like me anymore. And everything that I do and I say, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't have to keep saying sorry, but in my mind I'm like, just say sorry because you've done something wrong. I haven't. I can't help it. And I've learned that it can impact a friendship, like, honestly, it can. So, you're not alone if you do have RSD and it has ruined some friendships for you. But let's get on to relationships. Let's roll this. So I've spoken about relationships, sex, and intimacy and all those awkward things. I've spoken about it, so you guys pretty much know my sex life. You know it, so yeah, if you want that, I'll link that up in the iCard too, but yeah, let's just, yeah. So along with relationships comes sex, dates, intimate settings and all that malarkey, and I can't do that. I can't, okay? Intimate relationships sets off my RSD like hugely, and I mean hugely. I never feel good enough, just like a friendship. Like I feel I'm not giving them what they want. Like I'm not pretty enough, I'm not skinny enough, my skin isn't clear enough, I'm not intelligent enough, I haven't got much going for me. They're not going to want people that just has ADHD and might not be able to work for the rest of their life. But they don't want that. So in my mind, I'm like, I am not good enough. So that stops me from, you know, I put boundaries up even before I even tell someone how I'm feeling. So as many of you know, I've spoken about how relationships make me feel, you know I get very anxious. I don't understand how I'm meant to act. I just feel very awkward in relationship settings, you know. I just don't know how to act. I don't know how to feel. I don't know, you know, I struggle with emotions like massively. Like alexithymia is something that definitely corresponds with my life. Like ADHD, RSD, PDA, ODD, and like everything basically. But alexithymia is something that I just struggle with, okay? I do not know how to explain how I feel. And in relationships, people like to know, they like communication, okay? The boys that I've been with like communication, and they like reassurance. Like, oh my god, I don't, you know, you're not showing me you love me. And in my mind, I'm like, hold up, I don't feel comfortable because I'm not good enough for you. You're like, and basically it pushes people away because I'm too scared to open up, because I don't want to be rejected and I don't want to be embarrassed of my body in front of someone. And you know what, it's okay. I've learned that it's okay, and I've just had to learn to live with it. I found that in relationships my RSD is very, very bad, okay? And I've kind of not taught myself how to cope in situations like that. So maybe me trying to give you advice is not the best, but it's coming from my heart. I've been in situations and I know that maybe RSD, you know, I don't know what, you can't cure it, like you can't cure it, but I do know that when you start to not give it a flying shit, basically, what other people think of you, you kind of just learn to cope, and you just think, do you know what, if you don't love me for who I am, then you're not worth my time, you don't deserve me. And getting to that point apparently is very hard. I haven't got there yet. I still care tremendously what other people think of me, and I think that's why I'm not in a relationship, because I don't feel comfortable around people. I don't like criticism, I don't like people touching me. You know, basically my RSD is something that does kick off a lot of anxiety in relationships. It makes me feel like I'm not good enough, that my prospects in life, my future isn't good enough. In a relationship, like I say, guys, but I mean I've never, well, I don't get into a relationship with girls, but if it was me, I'd probably like reassurance. I'd like to know that someone is enjoying being in a relationship with me, like, and they love me. But with my RSD, like I say, I put guards up because I don't want to be hurt, and I'm so used to being rejected, I'm so used to being like pushed out and forgotten about and just replaced basically, that it makes me put these guards up, and I don't show people my feelings. I don't know how to show people them correctly. So people that I've been with are just like, you're so weird, like you don't tell me how you feel, you don't, you know, you go round and round in circles. Welcome to my world. Like, that's how my head feels every day. Like, I'm constantly thinking about something and I'll start to be okay with it, and then bam, it comes back round and like it hits me smack in the face, and I'm like, oh god, here we go again, I'm on the friggin' roundabout again. RSD can really complicate relationships, and it's okay, but you need to open up, and I think that's the main advice that I can give you. You know, when you open up to someone and you explain how you feel, as in, I don't really know how I feel. I know that's going to come across really strange, maybe don't say that. Maybe just like open up and just tell them like how you're feeling. Like, are you feeling anxious? Do you feel like you're not good enough? Like, speak the truth, because people really like that in a relationship. They like to know that you can trust them and let them in to who you are, let them into your world. And people that do have RSD, that's really, really hard, because like I say, we put our guards up because we're so used to being rejected, forgotten and replaced. Like, it's that type of cycle, it's a vicious cycle, and I know how easy it is to just let that run with your mind. And I don't want you guys to do that. I want you to have healthy relationships, and I want you guys to know that you are good enough. You know, if you don't feel comfortable sleeping with someone, you say no. Like, you say no. Like, that's down to you. That is something you do not negotiate upon. You know, if you don't feel comfortable, then you say no. Like, that's something I'm very strong about. Do not ever do something you don't feel comfortable doing, because that's not okay. Like, that isn't love. No. If someone loved you, they wouldn't push you into doing stuff you don't want to do, as in sexual or intimacy. If you don't want to do any of that, that's down to you. That's your choice. Like, that no one else should ever be able to sway you, try to negotiate or make like a blackmail deal with you. No. So just remember, be strong but open up and tell people how you feel, because that's obviously the way relationships work. I'm not in one. I don't want to be in one. Unless you're Justin Bieber, then maybe, or like Roman Atwood, maybe, but anyone else, nah. Focus on you, make sure you're happy, make sure you are the main priority. Your mental health should always be put first. So RSD, yes, it can affect friendships and relationships, but you can't let it. You have to know you are good enough. You know, you need to start the morning looking at yourself in the mirror saying, you are strong, you're beautiful, you have lovely eyes. You have such a bright future in front of you. You have such an amazing smile. You're just so good looking. If you start every day off like that, I guarantee you'll start to realise actually you do have a nice smile. Actually you are good enough. Actually your body size is perfect and you are perfect. So RSD or not, if you've got it or not, if you've got ADHD or not, you are still good enough. You are perfect. Everything about you is you, and that is how you are unique. That's what puts you aside to anybody else. You are you. No one else has that amazing trait. So keep being you and keep remembering, open up, communicate a little bit in a way that makes you feel comfortable. Write it down, send a text message, you know, write an email. If that's how you want to communicate, do it. You being you is enough. So if they can't take it and they don't accept who you are, then they don't deserve you. They're not the right person for you. They're not the good friends for you. So don't settle for anything less, girls or boys. I don't think a lot of boys watch me though. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video kind of makes you realise that, you know, rejection is very hard to deal with in relationships and in friendships, but you can overcome it by communicating properly. Work on yourself before you ever let anyone else try to change you, you know, because you need to be strong enough to stand your ground and accept who you are, because how's anyone else going to love you if you don't love yourself? So thank you for watching, and I really hope you have enjoyed this video. So could you smash me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel? And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!